Listen, business owners who are global have to listen up. If you're scaling your business in 2026 and beyond, if you're going global, if you are an established entrepreneur in finance, law, real estate, any service-based industry, any course creation industry, you need to listen to this video because we need to discuss what these global travel restrictions mean for entrepreneurs. Unfortunately, most people think travel restrictions are about vacations, visa headaches, and long airport lines. And although they are a little bit, the real issue here is not about movement. It instead is about access to systems, access to your money, access to your clients, and access to jurisdictions that will actually allow your business to breathe. In 2026, borders are no longer just lines on a map. They are filters, and entrepreneurs are being sorted quietly and continuously based on how portable, compliant, and resilient their income actually is. I want you to think of the global system like a series of doors. Some open automatically, some require credentials, some are closing slowly without any announcements. And the mistakes most founders make is assuming their business is going to be allowed to go through simply because it technically worked yesterday. History has never rewarded that kind of assumption. Get this. When banking tightens, borders will follow always. Before visas are outright revoked, accounts are going to be reviewed. You may see international transactions between you and your international clients taking a bit longer. For travel advisories, escalations are going to happen. Compliance questions are going to manifest and multiply. And if you're operating across borders, which a lot of you are, that means slower transactions, additional documentation requests. We've already seen this with clients, and temporary account holds that can last weeks at a time unless you have the right infrastructure behind your business. And this isn't personal. It's not really an issue with you they have. It's systematic. It's because global mobility is shifting in a perhaps escalated World War type of scenario era. Banking systems are designed to actually reduce uncertainty. But when the world becomes less predictable, that goes completely out of the window. The entrepreneur with one country, one bank, and one processor is not streamlined. They are fragile, and that fragility is expensive. Client access is the silent vulnerability here. Most founders assume because clients are digital, therefore they're immune to travel disruption. And that's only partially true depending on the area in which you are running your business. For example, we run our enterprises from Mauritius, Africa, a 9 going on 10-year-old retention marketing agency, and a concierge media company distributing thousands of videos per year, collectively getting over 3 million views. But listen, client access is not just about Zoom calls, your next group coaching program, the next course you're putting out, or servicing your clients abroad from anywhere like Brazil, Costa Rica, Panama. It's not about that. It's about time zone reliability, legal presence, contract enforceability, and perceived stability that you have internationally. Because when borders become unpredictable, clients don't panic loudly. They're going to quietly choose other counterparts in your industry. Businesses that rely on presence, constant travel, conferences, or real-time availability are going to feel this first. But businesses like ours that are built on asynchronous systems barely notice this issue across borders. Being able to serve clients and do virtual conferences in Dubai, Australia, South Africa, Belize, even working with clients in Belize. Like literally, we have a few recent clients in our marketing agency. They are healthcare practitioners that decided to leave the bedside to live in Belize instead. And so here's the thing. This is why email marketing, owned audiences, and proper marketing infrastructure quietly outperform social and meetups and all of this hype during unstable periods. They do not require permission to operate. And listen, visas are becoming those business filters. Visas are no longer neutral. Countries are no longer asking, can you enter? They're asking, what do you contribute and how long are you going to stay? You're going to have to be a better salesperson. You're going to have to be better at pitching your ideas and having the marketing infrastructure to support the company that you want to run abroad, because at the end of the day, people do not have to let you in their country, period, especially when these tensions are rising across the globe. Now, let's use Mauritius, Africa as a case study. Mauritius does not market chaos or urgency. It offers something far more valuable: continuity. The self-employed entrepreneur permit structure, with its long-term horizon and renewal logic, is not designed for tourists chasing novelty. It's designed for operators building long-term systems. And just how long-term are you asking? Well, your first application is 10 years. Yes, it's a 10-year self-employed entrepreneur residence permit. And after that 10 years, you get to renew for 20 years. Yes, that is a clear path to potential permanent residency if you so choose. And it is a business timeline instead of a vacation timeline, although the views and beaches here are pretty pristine and amazing as well. But it signals something subtle but important. Some countries are prioritizing economic stability over foot traffic. Whew. Business owners who understand this are not scrambling for entry. They are planning for longevity across borders. And then I want you to also understand that payments break before revenue cycles do. Revenue does not just disappear overnight. Payments do. When systems tighten, payment processors become your gatekeepers. Location changes trigger reviews, reviews trigger delays, and delays create pressure. See, the great thing about choosing a country like a Mauritius or potentially a Kenya is that the finance infrastructure is adequate for you to run your online business, your online enterprise. Whether you're leaving healthcare, you're leaving law, you're leaving finance, you're leaving electrical consulting, you're leaving engineering to start your own program or to scale your program to the next level, you're going to need that internet infrastructure, the banking and finance infrastructure, so that your payments do not get frozen, okay? Going to the wrong territory during these times as an entrepreneur can set you back for years and years to come. You need geographic logic that aligns with how institutions are already thinking. Now, mobility is now a business risk category. Mobility used to be lifestyle branding, the best plane tickets that you can find, business class, going to Cape Town, going to Accra, Ghana, going to Egypt, going to all these places and just enjoying the ride, going to Bali, the digital nomad hub of the world. But listen, in 2026, resilience is not about higher income and more travel. It's about redundancy, multiple rails, clear records, and risk assessment. So can your business operate if you travel for 90 days? Does your primary bank request enhanced due diligence? Will they shut your account when you're abroad? Does a client require jurisdiction clarity? Does a platform change regional rules overnight? We're seeing this happen a lot in the West Africa region. We're going to see this happen a little bit in the Southern Africa region as well as tensions escalate with Iran. And if the answer is no, the issue is not necessarily travel. It's the infrastructure behind your business. Because the most resilient businesses in the next decade are not going to be the loudest or the trendiest or the ones at all the conferences. They will be the most portable, quietly behind the scenes with their email infrastructure, not necessarily automations, but a full-blown infrastructure panel that is doing the heavy lifting for them, signing clients for them, so that they can have multiple contracts throughout multiple time zones without going to in-person networking events, without shaking hands, without doing any of that stuff that doesn't really drive the needle for your business. Now, here's the strategic advantage of thinking ahead. 2026 is not going to reward panic, period. But it will reward preparation. Business owners who treat travel restrictions as early signs and not inconveniences will adapt before the pressures rise. They will choose locations intentionally. They will only choose residence pathways that lead to long-term 10-year plus residence permits. They will separate identity from access and pivot their business to only work with high caliber clients. And when the doors narrow, they will already be inside. Because in a world where borders filter more carefully, the most powerful position is not speed. Instead, it's stability. Go ahead, check out the link in the description to join the Expat Intel newsletter waitlist so that you can know first when my private email advisory opens in case you're wanting to scale your revenue beyond the constraints of corporate America.